Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the tables turn on the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So when the tables turn, this is a famous expression in English. It means that maybe you were on top for a period of time and maybe now you're bottom, or maybe you were first, now you're last, etc. And something has shifted, something has changed. And the narcissist usually doesn't like it when the tables have turned because they happen to them so frequently, but they will not let you know it. You see, the narcissist wants to portray their lives as if everything is puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies and they do no wrong and everybody fawns all over them and loves them and thinks they're the best people on the planet, etc. It's quite the opposite. The picture that is painting is what's called the false narrative of the narcissist. And you too fell into that trap. You were believing in the mask. You were believing that the narcissist was the most amazing person you had ever met on the planet, that they actually cared about you, that maybe they were the yin to your yang, or they completed you, or your soulmate, or they were the best parent of all time, or your sibling was just so caring and everything. Well, something shifted, something changed, something broke, and something snapped, and that's what happens in the narcissistic abusive relationship. You see, the narcissist cannot maintain the mask forever. And when they don't maintain it, usually it goes sideways for not only themselves, but for whoever is in their vicinity and or proximity. Now, along the life of the narcissist, along their life, there will be many, and I mean many times when things go sideways for them. You won't really hear about many of these, but they do. Example, let's say the narcissist is grooming a new source of supply. Let's say it has nothing to do with you. You're way out of the relationship, or maybe it was before you even met the narcissist. Well, maybe that supply was all getting ready to take a big bite of the forbidden fruit. They were getting ready to fall into the narcissistic fog, but something happened with them. They caught on. They saw behind the mask quickly, and all that hard work that the narcissist placed into grooming that new supply went out the window because maybe that person discarded the narcissist, or maybe they said thank you, but no thank you, and they blocked them. This happens more than you would think. It happens more often than you would know. The narcissist always has many irons in the fire. They're trying to warm up as many of those irons as possible. They're seeing which one of those will get red hot or white hot, meaning which person will really be falling into the trap of the narcissist. And when one of those people, let's say they have 8, 9 irons in the fire at once, when one of those people takes a bite, that's when the narcissist says, yep, that's the one. Everyone else, you can wait. I'll keep you strung along. I'll keep texting you here and there and have you pining for me or thinking about me or whatever, but I'm now gonna focus all my attention on love bombing this person who was the white hot iron in the fire. And that was you, I'm sure. The thing is, you didn't know what narcissism was. You weren't taught this in school, so you didn't know what to defend the entity that you were up against, meaning a dark energy force or a dark energy source. The narcissist probably, most likely, was wearing a mask when they met you, manipulated you. They learned about you, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, your goals, your family from the past, meaning your immediate family, your job history, your romantic relationships, where you lived, your education, what you wanted to do in the future, etc. And they assimilated themselves with you or said, yeah, sure, I can help you out. If you do this, this, and this for me first, I could probably help you out. Well, that's when you fell into the trap. And when you fell into the trap, it was most likely too late. You see, you already had entered a narcissistic relationship and the narcissist knew it. There's a pivotal point in every narcissistic relationship when the tide turns. And this is where the table turns in favor of the narcissist. But believe me, stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you when the table turns against the narcissist. But when the table turns for the narcissist, it's when you marry them, you relocate with them, you go into business with them, you put a roof over their head, you loan them money, you pay their way through tuition. Whatever you do, but you did something that was big in your life that you actually believed in. Now, the narcissist believed that you believed in it, so they set the hook and they played on your heartstrings. That is why the narcissist is a shapeshifter. That's why they don't care about anybody but themselves. But that's when the tables were turned on you. And that's not a pleasant experience, to be in a relationship with somebody who claimed that they loved you or claimed that they were in love with you, and you find out that they have no love within them whatsoever. They don't love their own children. They definitely didn't love you, and they don't love anybody they've ever encountered or will encounter throughout life. But that's what happened to you. Now, when you were vulnerable, the narcissist took full advantage of you. They weaponized your empathy against you, your love against you, your relationships against you. They took your health, your time, your status, your belief in humanity, your clarity. They took everything and more from you. And then right when they had everything they wanted, or about everything they could take from you, they discarded you, or you ended it yourself, but most likely you were discarded. Either way, the relationship ended and my heart goes out to you. But when that happened, you had to put yourself back together. You had to be fortunate enough, resilient enough, courageous enough, determined enough, and committed enough to find the needle in the haystack, which is the narcissistic abusive cycle. When you figured that out, that's when you were shocked in disbelief that these people existed. How could you not know about it, etc.? How could the tables be turned against you? How could all these things be weaponized against you? Well, that's the narcissist nature. It's what they do. It's not an excuse. It's how these pathetic, parasitical creatures look for hosts to decimate and to take from, and they look for another host, and they go through life trying to elevate their circumstances, leaving one person to shell themselves and getting and entering into another person. That's why many of these people, they're just not good people, let's put it like that. Having said that, when the tables were turned against you, you didn't know what you were up against because you kept on working for the narcissist. You kept on giving to a fault, maybe being a people pleaser, not having boundaries, and explaining and oversharing your circumstances or your state of mind to the narcissist. And they were just taking mental notes. Yep, all right, this one doesn't like triangulation, I'll apply that. This one's running low on money, got it, I'll have to find someone that has more money. This one is they're not tolerating the silent treatment, can't use that one. Oh, let's enter the smear campaign. I'll get them one way or another because I've got so many weapons in the arsenal of manipulation and abuse that I can use. I will get them because everybody can be gotten until they can't be gotten. But that's what the narcissist said. So post-relationship, when you've healed or you are healing and you figured out what you were up against, meaning the narcissist, that's when you start to put yourself back together. That's when you practice radical acceptance and you understand that there are people out there on the planet that don't have your best interest at heart. There are people on the planet that are jealous and envious of you. There are other people that want to be you. And at the top of that list is certainly the narcissist. Yes, I do mean that, because the narcissist was always in competition with you. They were always testing the temperature of you in the relationship. And they did not want you to succeed. They did not want you to heal. They did not want you to figure out what narcissism was. They did not want you to rise to the ashes and pick yourself up and dust yourself off by the bootstraps and rise through the ashes like a phoenix. They didn't want you to do any of those things. They wanted you stuck, no pun intended, but pining for them and stuck in that low vibrational quagmire state like that little pond behind me. That's where they exist. That's where they captured you and had you underwater for such a long period of time. And this is what they do by design. But what you did is you got the message, you got the light bulb moment, and then slowly you insulated yourself. Slowly you went to the cocoon of boundaries and you began to process things. You journaled, you meditated, you saw a therapist, you watched videos, you wrote, you healed childhood wounds, etc. And you put yourself back together. And it took time. It took a lot of time, but in your time you did it. And then one day the narcissist was itsy bitsy teeny weeny. They meant nothing to you. You had broken the trauma bond. You had broken the 4 ties, the emotional tie, the financial tie, the physical tie, and certainly the spiritual tie. And then you healed and you reached the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where you no longer care about the narcissist or anybody from that period of time, because shame on you, narcissist, and all you flying monkeys, enablers, and people that were on the side of the narcissist. You too were being manipulated, hoodwinked, fooled, tricked, trapped, but you'll figure it out eventually one day, probably when it's too late. Having said that, this is when the tables turn against the narcissist. And when it is, it's when you finally go no contact and you realize that your energy is priceless, your time is invaluable, all of your resources were decimated, but you put yourself back together. And now you have boundaries. Now you can say no, the strongest word in the English language. And now you are not susceptible to a Hoover. Well, I've explained what a Hoover is so many times in videos. It's when the narcissist is checking the temperature of you to see if you are open to communication with them. That is what it is in a nutshell. Never, ever, and I mean never, ever accept a Hoover. It will only hurt. It will only set you backwards in time. Now, when the tables turn against the narcissist, it's because they will be realizing that they missed and they had the best thing that they ever had in a relationship, in a human being, and that was you. I know it and you know it and they know it. The thing is the narcissist took their best shot at you and they failed. They could not take you down for the count. You are still here. You are still on the planet. You are getting your cup full or topping your cup up, and you have wisdom now. You've acquired the lifelong learning lessons from the past of that relationship period of time. You've applied them to present day. You've learned the definitions, the glossary in the narcissistic abusive cycle, and you have applied them with your experiences and coupled this equals wisdom. This now is a superpower, and it's a superpower on steroids once you apply the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community, because not everybody goes through the cycle. Not everybody figures out what narcissism is. Not everybody finds the needle in a haystack. Not everybody focuses on themselves and heals. And not everybody picks themselves up, dusts themselves off by the bootstraps, and goes to work on themselves. But that's what you've done, or that's what you are about to do, or that's what you're doing. That's why you are a rare person, a person the narcissist couldn't keep trapped and stuck in that low vibrational state. They tried their best, believe me. They tried whatever they could to have you not exist, but you're here, and that is important. So you need to really slow your life down, have boundaries, say no, the strongest word in the English language, and realize that you dodged a bullet. You are here. You need to focus on yourself. Control what you can control. Remember this one also. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And your attention and energy was going out the window when you were in the narcissistic relationship, because you were putting out all the fires that they were starting deliberately. You were doing anything you could to put band-aids over all the cuts that they were administering to you in that relationship throughout the length of it. It was almost as if it was death by 1,000 paper cuts, because that's what it was. And the narcissist did know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing, and they always will know what they're doing. So don't be fooled. The narcissist did whatever they could to take you down, but they failed. You, if you were discarded, again, my heart goes out to you, you put yourself back together when nobody, and I mean nobody, knocked on your door. Nobody checked in on you. No one was there for you, because they were all sitting in the corner of the narcissist, listening to the smear campaign, probably fueling the smear campaign, probably spying on you on social media, and probably watching your life implode while they're eating their popcorn and drinking their whatever beverage they have. But those days are long over, because now you left all those people in the past, and you process things, and you understand that not everybody is who they claim to be. Not everyone is who they say they are, and not everyone is who they think they are. And the narcissist, again, is at the top of that list. But you are in rarefied air. You're either at the pinnacle of indifference, striving to reach the pinnacle of indifference, or you have arrived there. And that is where I am, reaching my hand down and my arm down to reach you up and pull you up to the top of the pinnacle of indifference. And that's where so many other people are that I've helped to get there. You will get there in time, in your time, if you apply the tools and if you really process what narcissism is. This will include practicing radical acceptance, going no contact, realizing there was no other way, you had to go through the relationship, understanding it wasn't your fault, that you were taken advantage of, you were manipulated, you were tricked and trapped and kept in the fog, and you were never supposed to figure any of this out. But that's when the tables will turn for the narcissist, because subsequent sources of supply, they won't be 1/1,000,000th as strong as you are. They won't be 1/1,000,000th as intelligent or as committed or as have such a high level of empathy and compassion and caring and consideration and love and abundance. The narcissist, many times when they get the new supply, it turns out to be a toxic person who's playing the narcissist, or a person with nothing to offer, or a person who doesn't even know what's going on, and that person gets abused and used, but they don't have the resources you had. Remember, you are a unique, beautiful, bright, shining light. You shine higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. The narcissist exists lower than that pond scum behind me. And the narcissist knows this. They've always known it. They can't do anything in life without an energy source, without someone to fuel them forward, or without someone to copy or mimic. There is no originality in the narcissist. There is no substance. There's no authenticity. All there is a quagmire of vastness, a quagmire of disillusionment, a quagmire of destruction, and a quagmire of anxiety. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that you are not alone. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. So the tables, when the tables turn on the narcissist, they will turn on them many times. Many times the immediate family of the narcissist wants nothing to do with them, which includes their parents, their siblings, their adult children. It includes their cousins, their aunts, uncles. It includes neighbors, colleagues, besties of 23 years, etc. When people wake up to who the narcissist is, they realize that they could be a target, and they probably were a target in the past, and they want nothing to do with the narcissist. That's why I strongly suggest in virtually every video I create, go no contact. If not now, when? Insulate yourself, protect yourself, reclaim your energy, reclaim your clarity, reclaim your mindset, and reclaim your future. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody.